Here's some of the hidden gems in your first commander decks that I have. And so I want to show you what comes inside, what you can do with it afterwards, and of course, some tips and tricks along the way. So first things first, obviously you get a deck box inside of this box, which holds all the cards that you need inside. So this has the commander, of course, with the rest of his or hers, depending on which commander you choose, 99 cards that go with the card. So all decks will be 100 cards. Some decks will come with extra cards known as tokens that most of the time there will be card descriptions on here that will say, hey, summon a token. And when you summon a token, this is what it's talking about, is one of these cards that have the flavor text of token written on them. The commander obviously is your most important and will normally match who it looks like on the box. There will sometimes be a second commander option for you, but predominantly this guy will be facing upwards on the inside of the box, just so you know who the main one is. And so let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open so that you can see what it's like opening one. So you'll see this little shield here on the front. This shield will tell you what it includes inside. For example, this one includes 2 extra cards that come in collector's boosters, which are just special boosters you pay a little bit more money for to get shinier cards. And so when you rip down here, you'll see inside the guts of your commander box. And these guts are filled with goodies. And like I said, look for what it says here. On the back, it just gives you more information about your commander card itself. So one of my favorite goodies that you should not skip is this poster. So it'll tell you the name of it, that it's a commander deck. And then the coolest part about this is on this side, it tells you how to play the deck. And so, for example, for mine, it says, hey, you'll put cards into the graveyard and then you'll summon it back out as a stronger zombie, known as Eternalize, and it'll use other flavor text in here and describe what it means. On this side are some basic rules of Commander. They'll also give you a small card that I have over here that also gives you, hey, if you forget what you're doing, these are the basic rules of Commander on your turn. Here, popular Magic formats or other formats you can play this deck in, but this is predominantly made for Commander, the most popular game format. So when you open it though, you get the poster. This gives backstory and lore for your deck because there's an ongoing story in Magic the Gathering. And so this gives you some insight onto that story and where your deck places in that. So if you're a lore kind of person, this is really cool. If you just want to know how to play the deck, you don't have to open it up to a cool poster. You can just play or look at this part that says playing the deck. On the back is some really useful tips on, hey, white typically represents protection and order, blue, deceit and intellect, black, death and decay, red, fury and chaos, and then of course green, representing life and nature. And so this deck, being an Egyptian kind of dead pharaoh deck, zombies, we're looking at black for death and decay, white for probably that life, and then of course blue, throwing in a little bit of intellect, maybe a tiny bit of deceit, like a tiny bit. So this is super important. Please do not skip the poster if you are new to your commander deck, because it'll tell you a good way of how to play it. So poster, important. We're going to put that over here so we remember to read it later. This is the 2-card pack that comes with this deck. Not all of them come with one anymore. It used to be standard, but over the course of this last year, and it's kind of fallen out of favor with Wizards of the Coast. And so I already cracked it open, and it's just saying, hey, you can buy more packs. If you get one of these, it'll probably be an older commander deck. And then this is where this deck resided, was right here with my commander right on top. And so if you flip over to the back of this, you'll see that you can punch out these little tokens that coincide with what your deck is supposed to do. For example, my commander says if I take a card and put it into the graveyard, I can add a +1/+1 counter to another zombie that I control. And so this is super important to have around. You can also just use a regular 6-sided die to help you with +1/+1s, but the fact that they include these in the box can help new players with resources they might not already have. So don't forget to pop these suckers out if you don't already have something that you can use as a +1/+1. A +1/+1 literally just adds, hey, it's a reminder to put it on a zombie and say, hey, this guy gets +1/+1. My commander's a 4/4, so that makes him a 5/5. So that's what you can expect from inside a commander box. You're looking at the cards, poster, sometimes a card pack, the tokens, and the one thing I will say to maybe go a little extra on are card sleeves. So card sleeves are what are on my cards right now. So they make it so much easier to shuffle with than just a regular card. You can just smush them on in there and not have to worry about harming your cards whatsoever. It's so nice to have card sleeves. Now, you can go a little crazy and get the card sleeves like I have here and spend, in my opinion, a little too much money on card sleeves and get something like this, like these katana sleeves from Ultimate Guard. These run about $10 to $11 for 100 sleeves. But honestly, when I have this, my commander sleeved in, right, is a different color sleeve that I got from a friend, thankfully. And I just put him in here, so I'm like, hey, this is my commander. This sleeve is just as good for $5 per 100 card sleeves. There are some options on Amazon, or if you're not into buying from Amazon, your local game store may have bulk deals, so be sure to ask them about that if they're open to it. Now, if you do not have an extra card color sleeve like this one, and you're like, okay, Ross, that's great, but my Path of Magic didn't start with a friend handing me a bunch of card sleeves, so what do I do with the 100th card? Well, what one of my friends does is he takes one of the tokens that he thinks he may not use, puts it on the back here, and then inserts it into one of the sleeves. That way, whenever you are shuffling your deck, despite it feeling the same, this card thickness feels a lot different than this one because it has 2 cards behind it. So I know that this is my commander card when I'm shuffling through instead of having to look through all 100. So if you do not have an extra card color sleeve like I do, that's okay. Just take an extra card from your deck like a token, or honestly, just use the extra rules card. Slide it back there. That way you'd be like, oh wait, I forgot this rule. You can just pull it out from behind your commander. Easy peasy. So this was a video just to go over, hey, this is what to expect from your commander deck, and that you will be prepared to play your deck. I hope this video helps you on your path to Magic, and please let me know what you'd like to see in the comment section below.